Okay, here's the real one. Sorry about that. Thought I had set the thing, but OBS was being weird. It happens. Yes, so it's been a minute since I've done a Genshin stream, and things are continuing apace. I am hoping, eventually, maybe by the end of the month, to have played all that I really want to play of Genshin Impact, which is basically all of the Archon quests that exist, all of the story quests that exist, all of the hangout events that exist, as many of the world quests as I can manage to do, and a sufficient number of other things. You know, try and get to a decent AR level, try and get to a decent set of character levels. It still says AR 45 because I'm about to do the Ascension, and then I expect it's going to jump up a lot after that. I do have to do my resin right now. That's the other thing I'm doing. So let me go ahead and do that. Because it's leyline overflow time. It is really funny going from Ring Fit to this because I keep expecting my Ring Fit character to come jogging through the scene. Just be like, hey, what's up? Alright, here we go. Hey, rude. Ooh, wow, when I run this with OBS, suddenly there's lag. This is interesting. Things I did not expect. Hi-ya! Okay. You know, for someone who's my main DPS, I have managed to do too much of this fight without switching to him. Come on, Xiao. Do your thing. There we go. Alright, stream elements, now you're broadcasting the right info. Thank you. Oh, shoot. Excuse me. There we go, that's what I was looking for. Get him. Now, yeah, you I can hit with fire and not worry about, because I'm just going to hit you with water anyway. Ah, the first one's always easy. Here we go. X2 bonus. Alright, let's do it 2 more times. And then figure out something else to spend resin on. I guess honestly at that point I should stop waiting around and I should just go and level up my adventure rank again. And my world level, because I can always set it down later. Apples! I've been running low on apples of late. Couldn't make my northern apple stew. Okay, here we go. The real person in charge, Barbara, leading the pack, as she is wont to do. Rude. Rude. Soak it in. There we go. Ah, the real enemy appears. Oh, there's 2 of them. Great. Oh, they went flying before I even hit him. That's cheap. That's unsatisfying is what that is. I got one of them. Yeah, alright, here we go. jerk. There we go. Got him. Got him. All right. 2 times bonus. One more time. Oh, one of you guys. You just became priority 1, my little dude. There we go. Don't hit the fire guy with the fire. What are you, a rookie? Come on. I can do better than that. Oh, here we go with more.
Let's dance.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a good move. Yeah, the frustrating thing about thinking about going up a world level is I was just like, but I've gotten to the point where I can like beat people up pretty easily now. But that's the thing, is that you're never gonna grow if you don't challenge yourself, right? Can't stay a big push. Can't stay a level 80 fish in a level 70 pond forever. You know, you want to get to level 90, you got to go up. All right. So I think that's 3 out of 3 consumed for the day. Let me double check with the events. Yep, remaining bonus rewards have been used up for the day. Okay, so I gotta find something else to use my resin on. But I don't know what. Well, as they say, when you don't know, just get more XP. Because you're gonna need it later. Actually, no, when they say when you don't know, do more Mora. So you're gonna need that later too. That's not really convenient right now, though. Maybe it is in another continent. Hang on, let's see. Oh, that's not too bad. Let's do over here. At Chinsei Village. Oh, protein. Oh, hello, Steely. Where are you going? And can I help you get there? Aha. Ooh. And that got me the achievement. That got me 2 achievements.
Get it. It's not my concern.
That doesn't happen often, but hey, I'll take it. Alright. So we got 5 more ley lines to do. Which is honestly really boring. So I'll do 1 more and then I think I'll do 2 bosses because that's more exciting visually. This is higher. Okay. So Xiao, in addition to being by far my best main DPS, I really enjoy his passive benefit of allowing me to climb more. It's very good. Alright. Here we go. Kick it. Anytime now. Come on, land. There we go. Alright. Oh man, okay, so like, I am contemplating using a bunch of my wishes to try and get Ataraki Ito. Not really for him, but for Ushi, because I think Ushi is adorable, and I want Ushi on my team. Ito is just the price you pay. Alright, hang on. Hey, none of that, thank you. Also, no thank you to that. Yeah, come at me, dog. There we go. Oh, I think I somehow missed the Pyro Slam with that. Awesome, that's the one I wanted to hit. Good job, me. There we go, much better. Okay, we got 80 resin left. That's 2 bosses. I think I need... Well, who do I need? Let me look. Did I get Chi-Chi up to 80? I didn't. Alright, so we're doing Cryo Regis fine then. And maybe something else. But certainly Cryo Regis fine. Alright, here we go. To fight the Cryo Regis fine. I think I've already got everything I need. It's been a minute since I fought this thing, though. I have to try and remember its deal. Other than, you know, hit it with a lot of Pyro and Electro. And Animo. There we go. Hey, there we go. Starting off on the right track. Yeah, see, like, the fact that I'm already almost halfway on him is like, maybe I should up the difficulty a little. Oh, yipe. Oh, man. Hey, there we go. That got him. It's weird to hear things in your own house, especially when you have headphones in and like you're clearly not actually hearing things. There's just little stuff in the game that makes me keep thinking like someone's here when they're not.
Nice and spicy. Useless.
Uh-oh. Core reformed. That's no good. Can't have that.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Alright, got him. Got him.
Nice and spicy.
And we're done. What a lovely time was had. Oh wow, Xiao got actually kind of hurt there. Was not expecting that. Okay. Let's heal up. Thank you. Alright. Now if I travel back over there, will it be there already? Or do I need to go do something else first? I never remember how that works. Birds. Oh, lampgrass. I think this is what I need for Fischl. Oh, no thanks. Not interested. Y'all want to follow me down here? That's cool. Up to you. Oh, huh. Yeah, looks like I can't just immediately fight it right away. Well, that's cool. You know what one I haven't done in forever is the Geo one. And I guess I don't need to. I really need the Electro one. Because I need that for both Beto and Fischl. So, I guess we'll do that next. That's almost the same team. I just swapped Barbara for Chi-Chi. Hey, look, it's a use for Chi-Chi. All the Chi-Chi haters out there.
What's happening?
I really want that to be... I think it is rock, scissors, paper, actually. Like, because it's a fist, and then scissors, and then a flat hand. And I don't think I ever appreciated that it actually is that before. I was just like, oh, it's kind of reminiscent of it. Ow! Fine.
Wheel of life.
Oh, don't expire before... Oh, it's gonna expire. Didn't give me that cold status. Alas. That's okay.
Life goes on.
There we go. Now we get hot and cold. And swirl. Just pilot it on him. Okay. Now y'all know what time it is.
Go.
Aw, almost. Can't quite get it in one. Unless I use a like a food stat buff. Oh jeez. Poor Chi-Chi. Just got wrecked. Oh, she got a second to heal. Like a second. The door is shut. Alright, and now Xiangling and Goba
Spicy.
do the rest. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Oh, BP level 36, which isn't too bad. Considering I can't even do some of the event ones. But, yeah. Alright. So let's heal up. Stop tracking that. Alright. So the question is, do I do this one now? Yeah, why not? Let's finish up the last story quest. And then I'll raise my adventure rank.
Wish me luck.
Unless otherwise specified. We go back to Barbara. So I want to go to the second floor? The names of the Fang and the Halberd? Very good. Okay.
Uncle Tien, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Oishi, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea?
So, after listening to Night Kinks and FNS on their Danganronpa stream yesterday while playing Genshin Impact in my other window, it was very clear when... oh, hang on. We have a guest. Just a second. Buddy, say hi. Merlin. Merlin? Psst. Hey, dude. You want to be a star? Psst. Psst. Yeah, come here. Merlin's very shy. But I will absolutely derail this stream for a cat. Because I know what people want. Or at least I'm pretty sure what people want is cats. Hmm? Look at this cute little guy. What's up? You come here? You come up? No? Come on, dude. You come up? Oh, there's that big stretch. Big stretch. Nope. This is as close as he gets to being on camera, folks. All right. Are we good? Are we okay? Sorry, dude. We can play in a little bit. For now, we got a story to see. All right, so enough of that. Yeah, I was going to say the thing about Genshin Impact, yes, and Danganronpa, which is that Night Kinks' Monami voice and the English voice actor for Paimon sound very similar.
Very much like to hear your adventure stories.
Hello.
Oishi told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels. I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu today. Nevertheless, I wish to pass on the position before my mental acuity begins to decline beyond redemption.
Guess it's weird that the mouth movements just kind of stop after a
How
while.
difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liyue Qixing. Historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes, planning and giving advice. So a public selection process would not be suitable. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces. So we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment and appointment. For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So in other words, you
Hey,
pick
in other
someone,
words.
and then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every candidate myself. Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as assessment officer. In fact, I believe you recently became acquainted with her yourself.
Oh? Who
Oh,
is it?
we become acquainted with a few people, old man.
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
Oh, hey, it's our friend from the chasm.
It's Yalan!
Jackpot. Uncle Tian here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
What do you think? Paimon thinks so too. It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with a new Qixing, right?
Alright then.
It's interesting to me how, like, there are dialogue choices in Genshin Impact, but they never really matter much.
Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tian, you say you're into
Actually-
behind-the-scenes planning?
Yeah.
My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
I was going to say Persona 5 Strikers actually does the same thing, and it annoys me because Persona 5 very pointedly has dialogue choices that matter. So,
Yalan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been working together. So, how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house.
whoa, you haven't bought the place? Interesting.
You're all set?
Uncle Tian seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tian is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore.
He's too old for this shit.
So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingguo, and Zhi.
That's pronounced Zhi? As in Zhang Zhi? The actress? I guess it'd be Zhang. I don't know. Man, Chinese pronunciation is a different ball game, and I know still nothing about it. But hey, it is what it is.
Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingguo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi is focused on study and travel.
Zhi.
Try to
Wow.
keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yue High Pavilion in a short while.
Tianwei, Mingguo, Zhi.
J.
Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve exactly?
Again, there's no consistency in the pronunciation,
Let's
as has
leave
been
that
pointed
until
out.
we get to
but-
Yuehai Pavilion. All right. Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything, no matter.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
Okay, off to the pav we go. Oh, I can see my frame rate dip because I'm trying to stream it as well as play. It's a little sad. This computer is not as powerful as the one upstairs, which just lies fallow all day long. Alas. Actually, it's easy to just drop down to this one from above, so that's what I'm gonna do. Ah, white loading screens. And jump. No, I didn't get to deploy my
My
chute.
legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
Must be freaking nice.
Oh, I mean, I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Okay, so a bunch of podcasters that I like wrote a fake success book in the style of The Secret, and one of the chapters included a whole section about ordering more chairs than you need to from a hotel just to make them do it because they need to show you respect. And like, this is making me think of that.
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're just being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable.
So I guess that's J-E. J-E.
Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
Why are you a chair expert?
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process.
So this is a job interview that we're doing?
I've split it into 2 stages. Current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview.
Evidently so.
In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow. One of them is really thick.
One definitely went for volume.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person is proposing.
Who's our friend who's really good at making all those plans? The Sangonomiya, what's her name? Kokomi, I think? Yeah, she'd be all about this.
I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
JE's manifesto covers domestic affairs, foreign affairs, checks and balances, all in great detail. Cool. Focus seems to be problem solving, provides concise and clear solutions to various problems. Ah, it's so thick that you only have time to skim through it roughly. This is that one, I guess. Marlon, go get your stick. I'll throw a stick if you bring it. Janway's manifesto addresses many commercial issues and provides some very penetrating analysis. His view seems to be that regulations and incentives are both indispensable. Okay, a little less involved. Let's try Ningbo's. Ningbo's manifesto covers domestic affairs quite comprehensively, focusing on people's livelihoods. The core principle seems to be the greater good means a world that works for everyone. Well, that sounds fine.
Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants to have any regrets.
No regrets. That's my motto. That and everybody Wang Chung tonight.
That's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you?
Oh, it's this dude.
I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing two entirely unfamiliar faces.
How are we unfamiliar? And I'm the traveler. I saved the world 3 times.
I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind, after all.
That character has said that exact thing to women before.
Mind your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact.
See, these are clearly meant to be said together. Man, your communication skills, did you learn them from Cloud Retainer?
Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about.
Yeah, remember a couple of weeks ago when Liyue was almost wiped off the map by a sea god? And me and Ningguang ended up saving the world. All of the Adepti and Ningguang and the Qixing.
With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward.
I understand the concept of love.
Though I shouldn't get my hopes up.
It's my Jet Set Radio reference,
Is it my
which
turn?
is in fact actually a Stokely Carmichael reference. But anyway,
Yes. Please, introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases.
hang on. Merlin has brought me a stick. I am honor bound to throw it for him. Ready, Merlin? Here we go. Aw. Apparently I didn't throw it where he wanted. Oh well.
I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days. My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are...
Is it just Paimon, or is he not very good at public speaking?
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Considering that this is mostly a behind-the-scenes job, he doesn't actually need to be good at public speaking.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous.
Well, sartorially, this dude wins, for sure.
What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts.
Knows how to delegate. I like it.
Of course, two different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach two very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
Sounds pretty, but what does it really mean, other than he's a centrist?
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results.
Well, that would require a lot of review, wouldn't
If it
it?
turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical, and he was just a pleasure to listen to.
Like, meh is an answer.
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto, which effectively target the big issues.
However, he's awful.
But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings. Mingguo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented.
He certainly likes numbers.
But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Minghua is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree more. You're
Last but not least, Zhi. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat.
But he doesn't commit. I'm assuming it's going to be that he doesn't commit.
The depth
Let's
he
see.
goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Zhi take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest.
It's such a hard thing that she says when she says it, just Jur-E. I was just like, did the script actually just write J-U-R every time?
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tien.
Every lotus head counts. I need more glazed lotus if I'm ever gonna level Ningguang up to 90, so. I mean, that's gonna be a process anyway, but still. Coming in. Huh? Right on the T. No manners. Can't take me anywhere.
I see. Then it's more or less as I anticipated.
All right. Then let me ask this. The ideas in Zhi-E's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now, those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me.
So this is like when Carl Sagan taught Neil deGrasse Tyson and Bill Nye.
But Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Guo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Of all of them, Zhi was with me for the longest duration.
Whoa. So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tien?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Guo came to my attention in the course of my work. As for Zhi, that was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing.
Hey, fishing.
Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Juri came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young.
You don't need to whisper.
He was a gifted student and a fast learner. He reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got on. Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see. But it also gets one thinking. The young are growing up. I am growing old.
Mood.
How time flies. No one can escape the cycle of life.
Yeah.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire. Spend my days doing what old men like me should be doing. Going fishing whenever I feel like it.
It's my when I'm done with all the other stuff in Genshin that I want to do, plan is that I'm just gonna use it as an idle fishing game.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tian.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. And freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation required.
Hanapenko, are you back? I just saw the thing saying I believe in you. I will not actually finish the game.
Sounds tasty.
Originally it was going to be John. The headline for this was going to be John Impact tries to catch Xeno's arrow, because there is no finishing a game like Genshin Impact. There's always more to do. But
Doesn't it? Also, some time ago,
oh yeah, is the fishing that good? I mean, it's a fun thing. I just well, I'll get into it, but
when we've been fishing recently, Juri always brings some extra ingredients he prepared in advance. The addition of these makes the soup taste even more wonderful.
okay, now that it's finished talking. The fishing in this game is a fun little mechanic. It takes a while to unlock, and even longer to be able to craft the 4 main types of bait, so that you can actually catch all the fish you want to catch. But that was kind of one of my big things for playing the game in the first place. Was just like, I want to play this fishing mini game, and it is fun. It's not super deep, but it is fun. It is, I would say, more fun than fishing in Sonic Adventure, more fun than fishing in Animal Crossing, maybe less fun than fishing in Persona 5. That would be kind of my high watermark for fun fishing. I don't know if I played enough. Maybe it's been a long time since I played Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time also had a fun fishing minigame, but it's somewhere in that range. And the fun thing about it is that you actually unlock a pretty good weapon if you catch a bunch of the right fish, which I did, and I have that weapon now. So
That flavor makes for a fond memory. But at my age, who knows how many more chances I have left to taste it again.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tian, we've reported back. Do you have a verdict?
I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all other considerations and make your final decision only after a thorough review of each candidate's talents and capabilities.
heel turn. Yelan is like, I should be the one who is your successor, and I will hire all of them to work for me.
Remember, you must be thorough.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. Look after yourself. the best speaker.
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
Yeah, we haven't even had any fights in this story mission yet.
Huh? So, are you gonna give them more tests or something?
They need to all get like trapped in a mine that we need to go down and rescue them in or something. That's usually the
No,
formula.
Nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear.
The owls are not what they seem.
The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to get information through many different channels.
This game has pretty trees, and it's very evident right here.
For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
When did you guys get there?
What are your orders?
Ugh! Who are they? Where did they come from?
Oh, thank you, Paimon.
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required.
The interns?
Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
Upe. Interesting.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
Why did you send him out on sea surveillance?
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Apparently drowning can. Yikes.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Juri?
Juri, well, obviously as the most promising candidate, we will be investigating him ourselves. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
Well, when you say it like that.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
Look at that. The emergency food had a good idea. Alright, I'm doing a thing. Haven't really done a thing yet with this quest. Oh, just for kicks. Doesn't have any real mechanical benefit. But for narrative purposes.
Don't disappoint me.
Let's do this as Ningguang, as Yelan's boss.
Huh? What's Bulai doing here today?
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
Is that mustache fake? Let's find out.
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsettias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Weird flex, but okay.
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded.
For kicks on Route 66, nice, yes. Fake, yes, okay, the votes are in. It's clearly a fake mustache. I love it.
If you won't take them, I'll just have to partner with them instead. And neither of us wants that.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life.
Yeah, they only pay in Linden dollars anyway. Ah!
What are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsettias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
I have several hundred, my dude.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family.
So he's a don't get mad, get even kind of guy, but like subtly?
He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... oh, how did I not notice him sooner?
Whoa,
In fact,
pause.
maybe I'm not too late. If I could hire him to be the brand ambassador for Wanyo Boutique.
He sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah, Rosario wouldn't be convinced, and I don't think Yelan is either.
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... Ah, that's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
Where? Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as truthful as possible.
Oh no, a stealth mission! The stealth mechanics in this game are garbage.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
I can see that you're a savvy person, so I won't try to con you, is the thing every con has always said.
He fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me. Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
You know, if he turns out to be a serial killer, I'm going to be very upset.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
Do we have to? Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianchu yourself, are you?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
We will? Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
Corruption's fine as long as Paimon gets food. Alright. Let's go be boss lady. Ooh, hang on. What? Oh, it's you. Well, you must know that the Jade Chamber has finally been rebuilt, right? I never thought that such a place could be rebuilt just like that. Baiwan came looking for me several days ago, asking me to prepare a few items to help redecorate the Jade Chamber's interior. Look, she even passed me a checklist and all, telling me to keep the various items recorded there in mind. I'll be honest with you, though. My work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs has been getting more hectic by the day. There's just no time to help her. Could you help me make the trip to find these items, Traveler? Baiwan did look like she was rather anxious for this to get done. Consider it done. Thank you. Let's see. And the first one, a book called Meadow of Gems, and some small bamboo ornaments. You can ask Jifang about the book. And as for the bamboo ornaments, I believe that Master Liu of Fanmu Carpenters makes them. I'll leave it in your hands then. Ah, the rebuilt Jade Chamber truly is a magnificent sight. I mean, it is pretty impressive. Alright, so we've added another world quest that I'm not going to do right now. to Hanapengu, my one viewer, I will explain that there's a few different kinds of quests in Genshin Impact, and I will show the quest menu here. So there's Archon Quest, which is the main narrative of the overarching story that tells, you know, the story of what happened to the traveler and all the different big adventures you go on trying to find your sibling and save the world and all that big stuff. That's where all the like the big voiced and CGI cutscenes and stuff like that are. Then you've got Story Quest, which is one of the ones I'm on right now. I don't know if you can see it. Well, yeah. So normally there's a lot of these, and there's one for each of the different characters in the game. Some of them are ones like this that are more involved, and then some of them are what are called hangout events, and those are all these ones here that I have yet to do. I've done a couple of these. I've done the Chungyun one. I've done half of the Noel one. I've done one of the others, I think. No, that was it. Wow. Okay. But these are basically visual novels or choose your own adventure stories where you walk around and talk to people and do stuff, and then you make certain choices, and then you can go back and replay it and make different choices and see all the different endings. So if I go to Chungyun here, you can see that, oh yeah, so there's a lot of different endings. If I go into it, which will kick me out of what I'm currently on, it'll show me like the different branching paths, almost like you're seeing it entwine, which is kind of cool. There's also commission quests. You get 4 commission quests a day. They're assigned every day at 4 in the morning. They get you a bunch of different rewards that are always very simple. You can knock them out, usually all 4 of them in about 15 minutes, but you always get them every day. It says commissions refresh daily at 4 a.m. Doing your dailies is one of the ways to get one of the in-game currencies that lets you get more pulls on the gacha. So everybody should do if you're going to play, you're incentivized to at least do your 4 dailies every day. So, and then world quests are the small side quests. These are little like fetch quests and sometimes slightly more involved things, but usually involving just like the smaller side characters and not a major main character. You pick up tons of these as you go. There's like 50 in each area, of the 3 major areas, so I would guess probably at least 150 in all, something like that. I've got a few of them left to do of the ones I found, and I've got more left to find. So. In fact, if I walk over here and go to the bulletin board, how's my reputation in Liyue? And you can see here, this tells you how much of the area of that particular continent or nation you've found all the collectible items in. So I've found 61% of the collectible items in Liyue, which is really all I really care to. And then you can see a list of all the side quests here. So all the ones in green I've already done. I've done 45 out of 52 in Liyue. And a few of these I have found, a couple of them I have yet to find, so.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Yeah, I have played. Yeah, I've been playing this game since March 18th, and like pretty heavily since then. So that's March to April to May to June. So 3 months and almost to July. So 3.5 months of playing this game.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry
We're here to ask you about
interrupt.
someone.
We're actually members of the Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone.
Good one. They'll never suspect anything.
We've heard about this young man called Jur-E, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Oh, and I will say this, Hanapengu, in case you are interested in starting to play this game, you unlock co-op mode fairly early on, and I have the ability to join you in your world in co-op and like help you out to do stuff, which I'm fine with doing because I have a lot of characters that I need to level up who are, you know, relatively low level, so I wouldn't just come in with my high level characters and completely dominate. So, just saying.
Whoa! Yelan made up a whole fake identity without batting an eyelid.
I mean, like, it wasn't that smooth, Paimon.
Ah, yes, Jury. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, Wildermyth does seem really good. I'm glad that you got it. I watched your stream actually with you and Tapao and Puka, and it was very fun to see. So I am looking forward to seeing more of you guys doing that, and also hopefully joining you guys in that, because it's a fun game and I can play too. So
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why is that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion.
so he's not perfect at everything.
His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Okay, so depending on the angle, that fish looks huge.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000.
Okay, no, that fish is huge. All right.
You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research. We'd just like to ask a few questions.
You can just want to say you're from the Fish and Wildlife Commission.
Wow, she switched identity again.
A, it's not that impressive. B, Paimon, shut up.
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Jur-E who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him.
This got real dark.
He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him.
Uh-oh.
I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him. That's all.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of my fish.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
That's one of the best things Paimon's ever said.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. Okay, let's keep going.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah. honored to meet you.
I think this kid begged for ice pops from us in one of the other missions.
What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course. We also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dugu...
She's playing. It's fine.
Have you heard of one by the name of Jur-E?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Juri. For example, I can't remember. Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him. Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about Juri stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
So he's real good at building up his own hype?
Oh, definitely.
Great. So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
Alright, that kid is more entertaining than most of the kids in this game.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? What was strange about it? Juri seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gao spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
He paid for a bunch of Twitter bots.
True? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me.
Wasn't it established that he had to travel the world to seek his
Do
fortune?
you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Jur-E's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Jur-E has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor. None of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
When you put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Jur-E was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, that's fair.
The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the mora to pay for a publicity campaign. Right.
So who does?
And that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixi.
Oh, this got real.
That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
So the Snezhnayan oligarchs paid for him to get to this position?
Over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Juri about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, we should be able to find some hints in Jur-E's manifesto on who we're dealing with. Come on, let's get back to Yenshang Tea House.
It is amazing that through all of this, we don't have Yenfei anywhere around. Like, she would be exactly the kind of go-getter, investigator, lawyer that you would want on a case like this. Indeed, her story quest is basically an Ace Attorney episode, and it's very fun. Just imagine if Ace Attorney could throw fireballs, you know.
Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tien might think of Jur-E, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
Yeah, and from everything that Tom has told me about the Ace Attorney games, I don't think throwing fireballs would make it much less accurate when it comes to the law. Those are already kind of in the basement when it comes to accuracy. So what do we find?
Even though Yelan took half, this is still a lot to get through. Well, we gotta start somewhere.
I'll start with rock. Much of Liyue's folklore suggests that Rex Lapis left a great deal of wealth in the mountains of Liyue. However, due to obstacles hindering the excavation operation at the chasm, many projects have been called off. The workers of the Black Cliff Forge have been idle near the Golden House for a long time now. They should be given first refusal if any suitable projects arise. Covers mining, tunnel construction, and ruin exploration. Due to a variety of factors, sea storms have become stronger in recent years. I suggest we set up a special patrol unit to deal with sea monsters. The fleet should consist of the following. Okay. That's not as interesting. Roads. The treacherous terrain around Huangguan Stone Forest and Qinyun Peak means the area has weak transport links. The sheer mountain peaks are connected only by rope bridges. They're dangerous to walk on and wholly unsuited to the transportation of goods. These are areas rich in medicinal herbs and ore deposits. Building a road network around the mountains would be beneficial for everyone, etc. Okay, so it's the rock one.
Oh, this reading is giving Paimon a headache. Let's take a break.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shanghua! If you're back, that means you finished investigating Tianwei, right?
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up my sleeve.
I like him.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Tianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Tianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Tianwei's accounts are open to the public. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all.
Weird flex, but okay.
Genwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
I stand by weird flex, but okay.
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make mora, but instead...
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh? How come you're here?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills, and am always one step ahead of the competition. Well, when you're the competition, at least.
Rude.
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you. Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Minghua.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Minghua struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers.
Yeah, we know.
But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Minghua at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Minghua is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the Ministry often gets Minghua to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the Ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Minghua gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
Nice.
Whoa. That's hard to imagine.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah! So that's what you meant by that. I'm starting to get it now.
Thank you both. You're free to go now. So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
We still have a bit left.
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entries. The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Cheongshu Pool redevelopment plan. Cheongshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground.
Oh, I just fought Ajdaha.
At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Cheongshu Pool.
Treasure chest. Bottom center of the camera.
A long time ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mining team conducted an exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere legend. Zhi-Yi's manifesto focuses on solving problems, and this treasure hunt seems extremely risky. It seems out of step with the rest of his plans. Still, this one fact alone doesn't tell us much. Everyone wants to get their hands on this treasure. The treasure hoarders, the Fatui, even local Liyue factions. Did you find anything?
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the manifesto? Oh yeah! Zhi-Yi said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Zhi-Yi wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Cheongshu Pool.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Zhi-Yi's secret supporter?
Might be.
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any powerful factions at present. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something there.
This is the slowest build of any of the story quests.
Both turned out to be completely different than what we thought. What about Juri? Is there another side to him too?
Alright, now we're leaving the city, and we're going to a mine. Now I'm in familiar territory. Oh, and we can take a stop at the Jade Chamber. Alright. Alright. The Jade Chamber, which is an awesome floating capital building where Lady Ningguang, this character, holds her office and rules over all of the commerce in the city. And at one point she dropped it on a monster, which was pretty cool. Hang on. We need to replace her with Xiao, because we're actually going to fight something, I think. Whee!
This is the Black Cliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
Iron Shoulder, huh?
Anything strange been going on recently?
Excuse me? What's that supposed to mean? Strange how?
Just, you know, stuff that when it happens, you think to yourself, huh, that was weird.
Good description, Paimon.
I don't think we're going to get anywhere asking questions like that. Let's just take a look around.
Standing guard.
His name's Gummer, like the character from Tremors. That's great. This is the security perimeter of Blackcliff Forge. Please watch what you do. Tell me about Blackcliff Forge. Interested in the forge? I'm quite the expert. I used to work here, but my body eventually couldn't keep up with the work inside. With a little luck, I was able to join the Millilith afterwards. In broad strokes, Blackcliff Forge is staffed by miners who smelt ores as they dig tunnels. Of course, we also reinforced the tunnels and built factories with safety considerations in mind. The bounty that Rex Lapis has bestowed upon Lila all resides in this mine, and building factories within the mountain itself is the most efficient method of extracting that bounty. Aha, the worksite records. Nothing of note happened today. Nothing of note happened today. Payday. 3 new recruits joined. I can't believe people are willing to join us. One of the newcomers is very skilled. He got made team leader. Nothing of note happened today.
What's this? A diary?
From the back, it looks like a ledger. But it seems they also use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have sent them?
You think they're suspicious?
Sus.
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jur-E recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities.
Yeah, but you haven't really found anything yet.
That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure. So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
I thought for sure we'd get some fighting, but looks like that's further down. Alright, Iron Shoulder, what do you got for me?
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something? I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast.
So they're ringers?
My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night. But they never let us join them.
Sus.
I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else. Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates.
So they're probably members of the Fatui.
Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow them and try our luck.
But at some point there's only one set of footprints in the mud. That's where Jesus carried him.
They went that way. Hurry, we gotta catch up.
Alright, Paimon, calm down. I mean, I think it really did at some point go to only one set of footprints. That's really funny.
Huh. These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Or... So now it's cobblestone. What are you going to look for?
They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
Which way? Oh, this way.
The footprints stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house.
Looks like there may have been a fight here, but it's hard to say for certain. This was the work of a professional. But whom? These stripes in the dirt were likely made by a bamboo mat. That means someone slept here. But the bamboo mat is nowhere to be seen now. A fire that burned out. Something was burned here not long ago. Got anything else? Oh, I'm stuck. Help! There we go. A pile of leaves. You find a fresh fruit pit in a pile of leaves. It seems like someone was here recently, but you can't find any more clues.
Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished burning.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've got to go back there sooner or later.
Do they have that kind of time?
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysteriously abandoned now. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else to throw our investigation off course.
So they know.
Darn! Guess this is where our trail runs cold.
Make no mistake, The purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure out who's behind Jur-E. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in.
It wasn't me.
Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
BS.
Really? I can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing but ice as far as the eye can see.
Oh, you mean dragon spine?
Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind.
Ah, it is the Russians.
Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Who are you?
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague.
Oh, the one who was missing.
I sent him to look into Jur-E's regular contacts. Since Jur-E likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea to ask around. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Blackcliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Jur-E before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Blackcliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could. Didn't even stop to change my clothes.
Well, Uncle Tien said that Jur-E once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
What? That's news to me. No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
It's not terribly consequential. Anyway.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence.
Oh, he was getting the Snezhnayan recipes.
Well, any suggestions? Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Jur-E, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Oh.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Oh, I wish there weren't more stealth missions.
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks he's about to win. Tomorrow morning, I'll announce his victory at Yohai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show.
Moscow rule number whatever. You are never completely alone. So never assume that you are. Oh no, yeah, I think it's don't look back, you are never completely alone. That's what the rule is. I should find a way to memorize the Moscow rules. They're so useful for a lot of like fiction tropes. And fast forward. Because mostly I just quote Moscow rule number 9, which is technology will always fail you. But there's a bunch of other good ones, like build an opportunity but use it sparingly. Don't look back, you're never completely alone. Assume anyone can be compromised. I don't know. It's good espionage is what it is. Never go against your gut. It's your operational antenna. Alright, so we gotta wait another day. Literally burning daylight. Hooray! I guess it's still metaphorically burning daylight, but hey, whatever.
Damn. I'll sooner die again than lay a hand on me.
Okay, back to the usual spot, which means jumping down from the top. It's already midnight? Man, I didn't expect this one to run so long. I gotta get to bed soon. I got an early morning tomorrow. Ah!
It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates. And now, it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
It's me. I should be the
All
one.
of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush. Just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people. Mingguo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough, and because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhi is evenly balanced across the board, and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue. After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Zhi to the Liyue Qixing.
Oh, what trap are they laying?
What?
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. As your competitor, I've become keenly aware of your great talents. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future and taking on some of my workload?
Knows how to delegate.
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing I want to be thinking about right now.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard and make Uncle Tian proud.
And now they see who he runs to.
The Tianshu name. On this, you have my word. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Zhi seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to follow him.
Hey, traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't?
Manners.
If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I mean, you got it right there, pal.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no, if we get stuck here, we won't be able to leave.
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice. Someone else has to do the stealth bit.
We finally got rid of them.
Lady Yelan, Zhi has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him, quickly.
So Zhi really sided with the Fatui? Goodness, Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Because he's in debt?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
Sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without being seen.
How the heck did he manage to shake Yelan's sportness? I guess Zhi didn't let his guard down. Still as vigilant as ever.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired. Perceptive enough to sense when he's being watched.
What? How?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian himself. Evading detection is not an unusual skill for him to have.
What's he trained to do?
If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine. So, where did you lose him?
Xinyue kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later,
a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Lupe had a feeling that it was him. We couldn't get close enough to check without blowing our cover. We figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest him there and then. But without any evidence, that would have been meaningless. So I stopped Lupe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Shinue Kiosk.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring out what he's trying to achieve. Let's go to Shinue Kiosk.
This is a really interesting and very different mission for this game. Like, this is some LA Noire level detectives nonsense that we are doing through all of this in a very Genshin kind of way. Though most of it has just been running around and letting the game explain things to us, but still.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to question him?
Okay, fair enough, but...
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to stop him.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question. What did he buy while he was here?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich flavor. Not something the average customer would order. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago. He was only here today to pick it up.
Liquor and wineware. I see. Let's go.
Where to?
Shigu Antiques.
Okay. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. I don't care. Oh, I mean, like, I like those characters. They're from a side quest I did forever ago, but I don't care about them right now. Anyway.
Hey, Miss Linlong. Sorry to bother you. Jur-E ordered a wanware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Jur-E's choice. Would you be able to show us the one he bought?
Jur-E picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Jur-E has taken one, I'm afraid it may encourage the price to go up a little.
Oh.
Don't worry. Price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But I'm just a little hazy on one thing. Did Jur-E's wineware set include wine glasses, or...?
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4. Mr. Jur-E bought 2.
Okay.
Sounds like the same voice actress as Paimon.
Seems there's a little more to buying wineware than I first thought. We'll have to mull it over.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out any day now. All right, see you next time.
This is turning into a real headache.
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Fieldwork here to thank for being wholly incapable of tailing an ordinary civilian without being seen.
Don't snipe at your coworkers.
It's not like you did any better.
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility. What's your excuse?
Yelan, so has the plan failed? Oh, if we can't figure out where Jur-E went, there's not much we can do. But why was he buying liquor at Shinue Kiosk anyway? To celebrate?
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, Jur-E isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it did to his father.
Wait, did you find that out or are you speculating?
If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an expensive bottle of alcohol, let alone buy a pair of special wine glasses. No, this is a victory feast, held in honor of Jur-E's private sponsor. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status. Hence the need for expensive-looking wineware. Now, where might we find Fatui who match that description, I wonder?
Fatui officials. Should be either the Snezhnayan Embassy or the Northland Bank.
Have both locations surrounded. Take as many people as you need.
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move? If so, you can count me in.
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation. Jur-E may be vigilant, but that doesn't mean the same is true for his drinking buddy. In which case, we don't need to change tactics. Just change who we're following.
Great idea! So we just need to find out who Jur-E bought that liquor for and follow them instead!
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become a major diplomatic incident.
Or whatever, the Fatui are a major diplomatic incident. Have you heard what they did in Inazuma?
Jur-E is gambling everything on this. If we really want to catch him, we're going to have to accept a little risk ourselves. Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bases too. Anywhere else Jur-E might be going. I want eyes on those locations.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Jur-E may be a slippery character, but we'll keep a close watch on the movements of all Fatui officials.
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go and get ready. Then meet me at Yanshang Tea House. Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading...
Qingshu Pool? That's the place Jur-E mentioned in his manifesto.
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Sensible choice, I'll give them that. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters. Most people wouldn't dream of going there. It's one place they won't need to worry about being seen.
Finally, a fight!
Oh no, we gotta go get them!
Let's go. If my hunch is correct, we just might hit the jackpot this time.
I can participate in the game! Hooray!
This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me.
Treasure chest.
Why would anyone want... forget it. It's not my concern.
There's been some work done on this place in the past, but it's a bit of a labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, this will be a much easier journey. Still, be ready to fight at any moment. Any resistance needs to be taken out quickly and quietly. We don't want to attract too much attention.
Don't worry, we're all professionals here. By the way, Yelan, where are your three little helpers at?
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford to wait for them, but they'll join us later.
When it's dramatically appropriate. Okay, now I need to check. What's Yelan's element? Yelan is Hydro. Okay. So that means we should switch.
What's
happening?
Alright, Barbara, you're out. Chi-Chi, you're in. Let's get to the climax and fight stuff. Oh, Geo. That's interesting. Well, they recommend Hydro and Geo. Hang on. Very different setup now.
Let's make haste.
Oh, no, hang on. Yeah, that's what I want.
I'll take care of it.
We'll give it a try. Oh, yes, agreed. Hanapengu, yes. Both you and I should go to bed soon. You are right. I was planning on calling it at 12:30, so we'll see if I can get through this in 9 minutes. Maybe, maybe not.
Take it easy.
At the very least, I can get a few rooms in. Oh yeah.
Quiet
Oops. I will break your shield. Alright, everybody's soaked. Electro time. Swirling. Ooh, nice. Misread that one. But that's okay. Kill the caster first. Got him. Got him. Now the archer. Now the fighter.
As I expected, but this shouldn't be too much trouble.
Alright, what do we got inside?
You guys see that? That's gotta be the Fatui ambassador here to meet Jui. Looks like he went through that door. That must be the emergency access route, right? Come on, let's hurry.
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
There's got to be another way. Okay, I guess that did a thing. Ah, Jehovah Shaps. AKA Rock Sonic the Hedgehogs. Ooh.
Let the show begin.
There we go. That's that big counter I wanted.
Give up.
Haha. Okay, got all the loot. Let's get out of here. Oh, there's the other flame. Okay, let's go put that in the thing. I mean, this is kind of rudimentary to be called a puzzle, but here we are. Meanwhile, that dude is long gone after me doing all of this. But hey, here we are.
Hey, look! Is that another way through?
I like the music, though. It's got a good vibe. It's got a very Water Temple vibe. Go to where the enemies are. You haven't been there yet because they're still alive.
It's no.
Okay, what's in here, though? Other than a bunch of barrels that I can break. Ah, movable wall puzzles. Fun. Why can I not move this up? There we go. Ah, more dudes. Just tearing through that shield. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Ah, not so tough without your boss mage, are you? Alright. So we've gotten everything we can get from there. Oh, another wall is on this one's path. Interesting. Maybe now we can get it? Yeah, there we go. Oh, we got 2 flames. Okay, apparently we can't go that way. What did that say? Push. Okay. Interesting. A path opens beneath the stone. Oh, duh. It was the sliding track for this one. Here we go. Got it. Oh, that's back the way we came, so no. We want to go this way again. Oh, right, because we had to go this way. Aha! We're getting there. We're making progress. What?
The water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
Alright, I don't have enough time for this nonsense. I'm gonna have to do this tomorrow. Alright, oh no, do I have to... Am I stuck? Oh no, I'm stuck! I can't do this tomorrow. That's terrible. Okay. Where do we want to move stuff to? Like, what is this puzzle? Nah, nuts to this. All right. I'm not going to subject everybody to while I fiddle around with this. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to find a walkthrough and finish this up quickly and then get out of there for the night. And then next time maybe I'll raise my adventure rank and then see where we are. But anyway, but it's close enough to bedtime that I'm going to call it now. Thank you, Hana Pengu, for tuning in. Have a good night, and I'll catch everybody next time. Take care.